Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, August the 16th, 2019. We're going to take a look through the main 6 altcoins to see if we've got the bull market starting. I don't think it is quite yet, but we're going to go through our indicators and track that down. At the end of the half the end of the episode, I'm going to go through all of the markets on Poloniex and update the spreadsheet for our bull market watch as we quickly slide through all of those coins. Now, let's jump into disclaimer. This isn't trading advice, just entertainment market observation. Let's start off by looking at Bitcoin. I mistakenly streamed the Bitcoin stream onto this cryptocurrency stream for IntroToCryptos. And just as that stream was ending, this surge of volume was coming into Bitcoin. And I was going, poo-hoo, big bear, it's all looking really bad and negative right at this moment. And the unexpected, the unexpectable kicked in here. So this really changed the on-balance volume set for Bitcoin. So I'm going to run another live stream on Bitcoin later on the other channel. And we'll see if this is a continuation and going to be continuing down, or if this volume is significant enough to hold things where we are in place. But you can see what's happening to Litecoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. While Bitcoin did any kind of strength at all, they were immediately responding with some bearish moves. So in this episode, we're going to go through, check out Bitcoin dominance, and we're going to go through our big 6 coins. Let's see. We've got ADA, we've got Ripple, Litecoin, EOS, Ethereum, and TRX, and we'll go through those. And at the end of the episode, I'm going to go through more of our alerts spreadsheet. So let's look at what Bitcoin's doing. Go to BitMEX now, and I'm going to pull up the big 6 and run through those. Let me be sure everything's running smoothly over here. Good to have you along, OZK Dog. Let's blast through these. On the 4-hour time frame, this is making our 1, 2, 3 bottoms setting up, but it's got a bit of time before it's going to go, before our exponential moving averages are crossing over. I like what the relative strength index is doing all the way along here. I like what it's doing up to here, yet it needs to break past these levels for true bullish action to really begin. You can see that each time it's bouncing above these levels, the bulls are in. Every time it's breaking below those levels, the bears are in place. So now that we've switched, we're still a little bearish. It's got to pick up above those levels in the 4-hour time frame. And it's probably going to depend on what Bitcoin is doing in the background there. Bitcoin is coming out of some higher lows. So it could be that Bitcoin has found its bottom right here and is going to be establishing some structure up above these levels. If it does, we'll be back in to watch what these coins are doing. Let's go to the next indicator. On balance volume. Sort of sad here, not really kicking in. And because we're not close to a trading signal yet, I'm going to go through these relatively quickly. This is still kind of bearish, actually, this cross to the bearish on the 4-hour time frame. So it may take a few more days for this to mature, pick up, cross to the positive, have our exponential moving average cross, and give us a good clean trading signal. We can see that it's gaining some momentum to the positive side as we're getting in here. I like this. But let's go back to the 4-hour, and I want to go to ADA 4-hour time frame. I'm gaining a lot more respect and love for the Ichimoku Cloud. As I was doubting it, it proved itself correct. And actually, this is a sell signal in a downtrend. This comes up through and it turns into a sell signal in a downtrend. This is crossed over to a sell signal right now, in that the blue line is crossed below the red line. The green trailing line is crossed through both the blue and the red. That's also bearish, but we haven't got a cross of a twist of the cloud to the red side yet. So I wouldn't expect that this is going to be picking up until it works its way through this cloud properly. If I move into the 1-hour time frame for the Ichimoku Cloud, we can see that it really nailed it right here and stayed down below the cloud. Nice sell signal in the downtrend right here. As it came down, now we're pretty much into, it's all negative still. This hasn't crossed to the positive. This hasn't crossed to the positive, and this hasn't crossed to the positive. So nothing going here on ADA. As much as I would like to see the alts hit a bottom, I've got to see more of it building up here. And let's go on to EOS. We're on the 4-hour time frame, much the same thing. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation shaping up. As this breaks above these levels, for certain sure, it's going to be past support and resistance. That's really key. The exponential moving average will cross over. We'll probably see that confirmation in the RSI, but we don't have it yet. And it's not even a sell signal. It could be, actually, at these levels. Let's zoom in. 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame. 4 times off these levels, and the RSI is holding pretty steady. So maybe that we're finding some support in this as well. Let's go to the EOS on balance volume. And if you have any coin requests, let me know. We'll go over those. 1, 2, 3 bottom. Too much dumping here. It hasn't turned around. Zoom in, not enough buying here. Not stepping into this one. All stand back still. It could be sliding off. If you are short from that's good. But for my own part, we'll watch this. I won't short it. Let's go into ADA. No, this is EOS now on the 4-hour time frame. Using the MACD. Also negative. Needs to have that positive cross. And should it cross positive, actually, it's high enough here that if it crosses positive this way, then we'll have a nice divergence in the positive crosses. And a nice divergence in the positive crosses while we are keeping a 1, 2, 3 formation is a good starting verification that this is a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation and that prices will break above that. So watching this 4-hour exponential or 4-hour MACD for me is a keen one. Let's go to EOS. 4-hour bar time frame. Looking negative, nothing positive enough here to take action on. The green line is cut through both the blue and the red. That's bearish. The blue line went below the red line. That's bearish. But we have a positive twist to the cloud, so it's not enough to be a sell signal at all. It's not enough to be a sell signal in downtrend yet, but it's really close, actually, to being a sell signal in a downtrend. So EOS is not a happy coin. Let's go on to Ethereum and see how things are here. Good RSI, not bad RSI. We can see that in this level, it's going to have to break above here. It's the only place it gets bullish is a break above this level. So we'll have to watch for the 4-hour. Nothing doing here. It could go lower. If Bitcoin dominance picks up, and let's zoom in on a bit. Nothing. Well, we do have a divergence in the RSI, just slightly here, where we've got higher lows in the RSI, and this is making a bit of a bottom. That's really stretching it, though. We'll check in on Ethereum, on balance volume. Nothing positive here. Too much selling. Are we on Ethereum? Too much selling. Here, too much selling. There's nothing setting up here. Nothing for the bulls anyway, so we'll continue watching. Let's zoom out to Ethereum. This is the MACD has crossed over. Again, it may cross back positive, and it really could do good things above these levels. This would cross positive. The exponential moving average would cross, but we've got to hold above these levels if that's going to happen. And we'll see that mature as it's playing out. We'll see things changing, and we'll need more positive flair out of this before we're getting anywhere. That looks negative. Looks like it's coming together, and we're going down more from here in Ethereum, just from these little indicators. Now, if we go to Ethereum, cross to the negative. Boy, these are all looking the same. I have to double check to be sure I'm not looking at the same chart, except that this has twisted to the negative, and the other one hadn't. EOS hadn't yet. So this gives us all cross to the negative, cross through negative, and we have a continuation coming down if we break these levels. Not happy right now for bulls in the alts. Let's go on to Litecoin and see if we can, well, probably not going to extract any better news here, but I do see at least a little bit of divergence, and I'm super excited about long-term for Litecoin. Let me go for long-term Litecoin chart here, just where it's easiest for me to pull it back. because we are now at historical levels, just as we were before, this is the time to be watching for a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation and to really study what did the RSI do during this one. What did all of the indicators do during that time frame? Let's go back to BitMEX, Litecoin, 1 week view, looking at this RSI to see if it's picking up. And just at the outer edge here, we do have a bit more of a divergence. So let's cross our fingers for Litecoin. It's showing the best setup here so far of them. Litecoin now on the 4-hour time frame for unbalanced volumes, not showing anything pretty. Really? This looks identical to the other coins. As I zoom in on this, we have these exhaustion wicks here, and it's coming down to a bottom. We have selling going on. They're all looking identical at the 1-hour time frame. Let's go Litecoin MACD indicator on the 4-hour time frame, same as the others, crossed over, going negative. Not enough to say that it's switching positive. We don't have a cross to the positive yet. And if it does cross to the positive and it's higher than this one, then we'll have higher lows and we'll have a higher cross to the positive with the MACD, and that will be very important to watch. I hope we see that shaping up in the next couple days. Here on the 1-hour time frame, it is sort of crossing. It is held itself as we're sort of going down. It's sort of held itself. So these are the first indications of what might be a springboard entry opportunity. Instead of waiting for the whole 1, 2, 3 bottom formation to set up, we get in there early as it's building that 1, 2, 3. And this for me feels like a springboard as it's just compiling and getting ready to launch off of this. These are often more risky because we are in a downtrend. And if this does not work out, we're very quickly going to be going down into the downtrend, the pissing off the roof pattern, and much further down. So the springboard trade entry requires better risk control rule practice. Let's go into the Litecoin for the Ichimoku Cloud. Twist to the negative, 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 not good. I wasn't expecting this actually. I was expecting to see that the momentum was shifting and that we were almost getting to go. This is not looking this way at all. We're seeing negative all the way along here. Let me zoom this back out and let's continue on. Just quickly go and check out Tron on the 4-hour time frame. Compressing here. Zoom into the 1-hour time frame. It is very similar where we have these exhaustion wicks and it's now pressing against those levels. The RSI is diverging slightly on this. This could also set us up with a springboard trade entry pretty soon. Let's go on to the other indicators for Tron to see what we've got for on-balance volume. Selling, selling, nothing good. Let's go in. Is it closer? So there's less selling, but it hasn't turned over into buying yet. So if we're going to get that springboard trade entry and build into a 1, 2, 3 bottom, we've got to see this volume pick up. And I'm betting that the MACD indicator is not going to give us any happier news. Actually, it does. This, while it is negative, we see the histogram getting a little bit more positive right here. And this is like easing off in its direction so that it could give us a cross pretty soon. So let's tune into this one tomorrow and see what's going on. The 1 hour is already crossed earlier and held the cross positive. Whoa, this is the first one that's given me that little view that it could be going up or holding itself here at least. Because when we go to the Ichimoku Cloud, we're looking at the 4-hour time frame. It's still negative, negative, negative. We have all negative indicators here. If it breaks lower, it's on its way down. It's already 165 Satoshi. That's pretty darn low to its long-term history. I'm still watching for these to be bottom formations and will be wrong if it breaks below these. It's definitely not a bottom. Let's go on now and finish this off with Ripple. Then I want to whip through the other thing on Poloniex just as a quickie. This looks better. We've got the divergence in the RSI all the way along through here. Now the RSI is a bit stronger in the price. We have, ignoring this wick, of course, we have a potential 1, 2, 3, and this is also setting up to be that springboard trade entry. So we have a larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation maybe. And at the number 3 point, we have a tiny little 1, 2, 3 setting up. That gives the springboard trade entry when you have the confirmation with these indicators. Like it. So there are 2 now that are not as bad as the other 4. Not good though. This is a lot of negative volume. Zoom in on this, zoom in on this. Can we get away from that and see anything positive? Even into the 5-minute view? No, it's still a lot of selling, not that much positive buying. So Ripple, you got some work to do to prove it to me. I'm not much of a Ripple aficionado as many others are. I don't think that their supply and demand is the same as many of the other coins. But anyway, here we are looking at the MACD, and it is also showing a little bit of positive here and a curve in this that it could be coming to cross. And as we watch tomorrow, if this is crossing, it will be important because we see in the 1 hour, this is what I'm looking for in the 4 hour, the crossover positive and then a higher crossover positive while we have the 1, 2, 3 bottom setting up. Those are very positive. Those are very powerful when they all set up together, especially as we see the 4 hour nesting. As we're breaking out of these levels, then we've got something to sink our teeth into. Let's go on to Ripple in the Ichimoku Cloud. Negative, cross to the negative, but kind of just to the positive right there. Even the cloud is twisting a little bit to the positive on, what is this? 4 hour time frame, not bad. So this will give us some confirmation. Let's zoom in on this now. See what the 1 hour Ichimoku Cloud is telling us. Maybe, but it does push it out a little bit, I think, where because the cloud has come up this high and the price has come up that high, it doesn't give me the same feeling for the springboard trade entry to be trying to get into something early on a small bit and then add on to it if you're correct here. It seems to like say just hang on to your horses there and wait for this big long downtrend line to break. That's not a very good one. Downtrend line to break and wait for that 1, 2, 3 bottom formation to mature, at least on the 1 hour time frame. That's still super close range trading. Now, where is my spreadsheet? You likely already know about this spreadsheet. This is the August Patron Bull Market Watch spreadsheet. If you want access to this, you can become a patron to this channel and you get access to this sheet and more bonuses as well. We can see that right now, as of yesterday's chart, the bearishness went way off the scale. Now I'm going to go into the Poloniex Bull Market Watch and I'm going to go through this process and color code all of these markets. And it doesn't take me long because it just takes a glance to see them and you know what's going on. Oh yeah, here's our May alerts recap study from the profitable trades that we were running the last time we had the bull market by following this trading plan. I'm going to detail more about these in another episode. I'm just preparing for it now, and that's why this is here. Let's go on to Poloniex. Put my filter on for just Bitcoin and start off here. Now I'm going to get rid of the indicator set below. I'm going to zoom out to the 3-month view. So I'm looking at the 12-hour bar, 12-hour time frame. And I'm doing the simple trading plan here. And I'm actually showing it to you so that you can follow along. But I also recommend that you go to the website, IntroToCryptos.ca, enter your email address, and you'll get the free chapter from my book, The Simple Trading Plan. It gives you the core trading plan that we study. And it's the basis of the Patron Bull Market Watch spreadsheet. Let me explain. We're looking for a break of the downtrend line, so we don't have it yet. The next thing we're looking for is a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So the number one point is always the lowest price in the recent trend. It's a lowest low or the highest high. Now prices have come up and they're coming back to try to break lower, but they're failing to break lower so far. Should they break higher than this 1, 2, 3 formation, then we'll have completed 2 of our requirements for the 1, 2, 3 bottom on the 12-hour time frame in the simple trading plan. The 3 requirements are the break of the downtrend line, a completed 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and the exponential moving average crossover on the 12-hour time frame. So this won't give us a trading signal until this exponential moving average crosses over. That will require a larger 1, 2, 3 that takes a bit more time to set up. Generally, 3 weeks to a month once we've hit our bottom. 3 weeks to a month generally for this to go sideways enough time to give us a nice clean 1, 2, 3 bottom formation entry. So here, I can use this shift click. I don't use very often. Shift click, give it to me. Shift click. Okay, now we're getting it. Shift click. How many days was that? 25 days. So there's your 3 weeks to a month for the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation to shape up. And so we grade these markets with color coding to make it quick and easy to visually see the change, sort of like the matrix as the numbers are falling down. We can see that in our spreadsheet as it changes from red to orange to gray up to yellow and into green. We know we can see that trade coming. So this market is, if it is coming down to these levels right here, this is a fail, 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 near fail, up to neutral, very close to being nearly failing to new lows. It's so close to these lows that it could nearly fail and go down low. And so I mark this as somewhere in between a near fail and a neutral. I would say that above these levels, it would turn neutral for me. Anything in this range is still kind of a near fail. It's near failing to new lows. And so I would color this orange in the spreadsheet. Pardon me. Now we'll go through and I'm just going to say near fail, almost neutral. Tomorrow that'll probably be up to neutral. This is neutral. So now I'll mark those in the spreadsheet. Near fail for BAT, neutral for BCH, ABC. Neutral because it's almost making, well, it's high enough up that it's not near failing. It's going to take a while before it comes back down to near fail territories. BCHSV, neutral for now. BCN, near fail. So neutral, near fail. And I can't see the chat right now. So if you've got a coin you'd like me to look at, I'll pick that up in a second here. I'll just blast through these here in another few minutes. This one is a near fail. And BitShares, I'm going to say, is also a near fail. Though, again, this may be neutral tomorrow. Let me update now. We go Clams, Civic Coin, and Dash. Clam, I'm not really excited about at all. But I have to say it's neutral according to this method. If it's easing off a little bit lower, it would be near fail. But because it's right on the edge, I'm going to mark it neutral. I'm not going to trade it myself, but I'll keep tracking it. This is a near fail. And this is high enough to be a neutral. So we've got neutral, near fail, neutral for Dash. Now let's go on to Decreed, neutral, Digibyte, near fail. And this is near fail for Doge. Neutral, near fail, near fail. EOS, near fail. Ethereum Classic, neutral. Ethereum, barely neutral. Barely neutral. I'm pushing it to say neutral. It should almost be a near fail. It's so close to failing to new lows. This is a near fail for Factum. Foam, you're on full fail. So we got near fail, fail. Game, I'm going to say this is a fail. Could be near fail. It's kind of subjective, but I'm going to be a little harder on it. Gas, near fail. GNT, near fail. Grin, you're up to neutral for a couple of reasons. So near fail for that one, near fail. And Grin, I'm going to put you up to neutral, and you'll probably be an alert sooner than most. Because it held this bottom here. It held this bottom here, and now we're at these levels where it's still above the bottom. So this makes this 1, 2, 3 bottom that much more significant, that we have historical support and resistance, so that most of the other cryptos don't have something that we've got historical support right near. Those are really exceptions, actually, where most of them have a low and then lower lows and lower lows and lower lows, and we're coming to a tiny little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. If you zoom in on the closer time frames, this is a little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation that you could trade. You really could. But data over the years has shown that these little 1, 2, 3s on the small time frame are often fake out breakouts. They get you into them, and then you're a bag holder. So you got to be really careful about them in those small time frames that you start off. You can do it. Just start off with a small bit of your position, knowing that it's going to stabilize and go higher and give you a time to put on your big position, your real position. So on these small time frames, be wary, even though it could be the one that blasts off and takes off, and it would be your very best profits ever. Stage into it so that you're keeping the risks under control. Most of all, that's your job. So KNC, after all of that, I'm going to put this as neutral. Library credits, near fail. Near fail. Neutral. Neutral, near fail, near fail, neutral for LPT. It is another one that's the second one that's actually looking pretty good. We have a 1, 2, 3 bottom here. It's broken higher and come back to retest these levels. That's great that it's held above there, because now it gives us a whole nother beautiful support and resistance level that if it's coming above this, this has really changed momentum, really changed direction. And we get massive confirmation here. We could take a bit of our position here and massive confirmation as it comes back and retests these levels and stays. That'll be huge. And this one will make some big moves just by looking at what the chart is building up to here. I don't know when, and we'll see. It's got to confirm those levels before all that good stuff can happen. Let's go on to LISC now. Near fail, very close to neutral. Near fail. And MadeSafe coin is actually turned green. Near fail, near fail. Now Made was an alert for the last few days as this bottom formation has been shaping up, and today I'm going to mark it as a hold. So it changes to be one of our first hold coins in Poloniex because it has made the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. I guess I am pushing it a little early according to the rules, because maybe trend lines, you can cut them the way you want, right? So in one trend line, it has cut the downtrend line and is making the 1, 2, 3 bottom. It's broken above the number 2 point, and the exponential moving average is crossed over. So you would put on a small bit of your position, knowing that if this is the right time for MadeSafe and their project is actually going to launch and change the way the internet is run everywhere, this is going to be an important currency. This is going to be the backbone of a whole new version of the internet that the main internet will be connecting into, I believe, and using it as a secure place for their data. Insane, really insane. But I've been saying that for years as they've been working at it. Anyway, this is a near fail for Mana. I'm excited about this project, but the chart pattern right now is near fail. This, I will say, is also near fail. Near fail. Fail. Near fail, near fail, near fail, fail. Let's go on to OMG and start tracking all these two. Near fail. Whoa. Near fail. Fail. Near fail. Very near to fail. Fail and near fail for Poly. Let's go on to Quantum. Near fail. Rep. Near fail. Not enough. Siacoin. Fail. Could be subjective. It could be a near fail just because it's sideways, but I'll leave it as fail. SNT. Near fail. Maybe tomorrow it'll be neutral. Steam. Near fail, but it could near fail, near fail, fail. Exactly the same as yesterday. Near fail, near fail, near fail, near fail, fail. I think if you say near fail too many times in a row, it gets difficult. Tongue twister. Via near fail as well. XEM, oh, I'll say that is neutral. So we got near fail, neutral, pretty close. And you know that if we zoom in onto a closer time frame, then we have a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, depending on how you cut your trend lines. It has broke this trend line, and it's giving us a nice level that if it were to break above, we could start staging into our position. But with Bitcoin showing strength in the background at all, and Bitcoin dominance not being favorable to us yet, there's still time to wait. And that's what this trading plan does, is it filters out all those FOMO jumping in and out, saves you a ton of time. It takes 2 minutes to look at all the charts to see if you should be trading them or not. And then it holds you into the trade when the trend is happening. It's really amazing for long-term investing in the cryptos at the right time. This I'm going to mark as a near fail. I'm kind of poo-hoo-ish on the privacy coins. My own personal opinion is that they're going to be banned. This is near fail. Near fail. Fail. Near fail. Where are we now? ZRX is neutral. Get this back. All right. Now let me drag this back into place. The last step of updating all the color coding is to copy and paste this counting script code here. Whoops. Copy and paste. And there's our data. So we only have 6 markets in complete fail, 35 in near fail, and we've had a couple more go up into neutral status overnight. So we do have a little wee tick back in bearishness, but we don't have any bullishness setting up yet. So what this does is it adds together the red and the orange to give us our bearish indicator. This adds together the green and the yellow, and we don't have any green and yellow in the market yet, except for MaidSafe coins, the only one that is holding. And so in this spreadsheet, we can quickly go to our, oops, that's fast. Scroll down to see what we're holding, just Litecoin, that's it. Scroll down to see what our alerts were. It was only MaidSafe coin the last few days. Now we don't have anything on alert, only everything is on neutral, the best ones. But we'll be able to click in here and see which ones are turning into alert status first as the bull market does come up. We don't have to scroll through the entire spreadsheet and try to eyeball which ones are green, which ones are yellow. We've got those shortlisted so that you can quickly see them. You get instant access to all this information, and we update it every day for you. Everything on Poloniex and everything on Binance. Crazy deal for $15 a month. Insane. And you can get that by clicking on the link down below and becoming a patron. Now let me grab the live stream, see where that is. Hot Iholo, yeah, let's go look at it. XRP is looking bad, eh? GVT, sure, let's go take a look at some of these Poloniex markets. Boom. Not Poloniex, Binance markets. And let's just take a quick peek in on another market that is in our alerts package. We've already gone long in this. We've already identified this as a springboard pattern out of this formation. And we've got a nice long profitable position in this. Stop loss is already above our entry. Nothing to do but sit. And look at this crossover in the 12-hour time frame. This we were watching in the 4-hour time frame. As this crossed over and was breaking out, off we went. And this was a really important market, really key. There's very few of them that held bottoms like this, that held this bottom from the biggest high, the next high, and the next high in Bitcoin. most of the coins took a lower low and a lower low as we went from these highs in Bitcoin. Even at this one, they were still hitting new lows. So coins that have made this kind of bottom are the first ones to be taking off. They're the first alts to go. So let's go to HOT, H-O-T-H-H. GVT is here, so let's do this one. GVT, not setting up yet. You know, it gave us that nice FOMO candle that got a whole bunch of people. Oh my goodness, it's a 1, 2, 3 bottom. I'm taking it. It's taking off. I can't miss out on this. I've been watching for this for so long that here, no, not even on the 4-hour time frame. So it didn't cross over on the 4-hour time frame. This is what our trading system tries to filter out. I've been burned by these enough that I've put together this trading system and refined it over time so that it filters those things out and we don't react to them. They're just like a hand waving up saying something's coming. It could be now. It could be coming. But we've seen that all the way along where we get this big blast. And if you jump on that, you're a bag holder. Another big blast. If you jump on that, look at that 1, 2, 3 bottom, nice big blast, but you got to have your risk control rules in place. Otherwise you're a bag holder like me. Some of them I'm bag holding because I intended to. Some of them I got rid of and put into Bitcoin at the right time. So my cryptocurrency bag holding isn't as big of a crippling deal as it was back in 2016, 2017. Now I release them a lot more. And the reason I can release them is because we see things like this. Let's go to this again. Scroll back. Let's see what actually happened. And when we go through January, we can watch all of the color codes change. It tells you when to be getting into alts and when to get out. And the only time you should be holding alts is when it's growing your Bitcoin. I'm also talking to my subconscious. So as these go into alert status and they go into hold status, now we're monitoring regularly, and with more patron supporters, we'll be ensured that we keep up at this. So for your benefit as well. Then we'll know when it goes from hold into a cold fish status and it's to get out. Here, this was a hold status, went cold fish in one day, big time, bang, as it crashed down. But we can see Bitcoin was a nice hold status. It went into a cold fish as the 12-hour exponential moving average crossed over. I'm going to have to review that because that's the 4-hour exponential moving average. Should be the 12-hour crossing over to get out of part of it. When the 4-hour crossing, get out of part of it. When the 12-hour crosses, get out the rest of it. Now it went back positive again on the 4-hour time frame, so it gave us a new entry, but recently gave us the exit on Bitcoin. Let's go to Bitcoin 3-month view. So we can see, let's go to the 4-hour view and pull it back. The exponential moving average crossing over on the 4-hour time frame is time to move part of your position. Crosses back positive, time to put that part of your position back on again. Not your whole position, a part of it. This is scaling in and out. So here we're scaling out again of part of that position and scaling back in and scaling back out every time the 4-hour crosses. And then we go to the 12-hour, and this is, for me, this is the rest of my position. I'm out. Then the 4-hour crossed and I got back in with part of my position. The 12-hour crossed and I got back in with the rest of my position. The 4-hour crossed, I got out with part of my position, and I'm watching now with part of my position. And the 12-hour cross, I'm waiting for it. And if it does go down below these levels, the exponential moving average will cross. I'll get out of that full position, and we're out of a massive top formation then. Should we break below those levels? Massive. Then maybe the alts will take a step up. Here is Bitcoin dominance. It's topping out as Bitcoin dominance. If Bitcoin dominance breaks below this level, we're going to have the first stage of the alts breaking out of their bottom formations on the 4-hour time frame. When and if it breaks below these levels, most all of the alts will be breaking out of their 1, 2, 3 bottom formations on the 12-hour time frame, and this will probably take another 2 weeks for this to occur. And should that happen, alts are going to be mooning. So this is our watch right now. we've got a few things that we know exactly what to watch for our confirmation that the bull market of the alts is really starting, and it's not just another fake out breakout that is going to get us jumping in there and then turned into sophisticated bag holders. Let's tune in next time and see what's going on Bitcoin. I'll do another live stream for that. XLM, XLM. I'm kind of, I saw the news. XLM is giving out, what do they call it? Inflationary bonuses or something. So if you're holding XLM every day or whatever, they give you more XLM just for holding it, which tells me that they're printing or releasing so many of these coins that overall the coin value is going to go down, and that's why they're rewarding people who are holding it with extra. For me, that's not giving me, you're running on a treadmill trying to go the wrong direction. You're going down and up escalator. You got to really run to get down that escalator. You went up a down escalator. You got to run extra fast to get up to the top of that escalator. That's what I'm thinking personally, and I try to overrule my personal thinking when the chart patterns manifest. So when this happens and this is breaking above this 1, 2, 3 formation, I want to check my biases at the door and just do it. Just do it. When those exponential moving averages cross over and it breaks out, it's time to start staging in the position. Then my job starts. And my job as a trader is to protect my losses, to control my losses. As it breaks out above these areas, I may consider a position here. And as soon as I do, the market must prove me correct, or I must reduce or remove my position. And remember, I'm only starting off with 20 of my $100. If I had $100 to invest and I was trading out of a formation like this, I would start off with 20 of my $100 and I would reduce or remove my position unless the market proved me correct. When the market did prove me correct, then that's the only time that's the only time I'm holding it. Then I'm going to put my stop loss above my entry right away as soon as I can. And some people will say, well, then you're in for chop all over the place. Yeah, I'm going on the side of safety and a little bit more work at the beginning and a smaller position to be sure that I am correct and it stays above my stop loss. Okay, all good. It's the ideal trade, and it's the only one we want to be holding, especially when we're trading a bottom formation in a downtrend. We're trading against the trend. The trend is your friend. And if we're trading against that trend, it's probably going to beat us up over and over and over again as we are trying to get into that bottom formation. Not yet, maybe not yet. All the way along, we're trying these bottoms. We test them out with a small bit of the position. But if you put your whole position on here and you're not correct, then you've got a much bigger loss. And if you put your whole position on here and you put your stop loss below and you sit on your hands and wait for the market to come down and prove you wrong, you're definitely going to have a larger loss than if you had started off really small and said, I'm only holding it if it proves me correct. My job is to protect my losses. The market's job is to tell me how correct I am. The market is never supposed to tell me when I'm wrong. If I let the market tell me when I'm wrong, I'm definitely going to have bigger losses. So those philosophies saved my butt more often than I can tell you. It keeps a lot of smaller trades at the beginning, but once we get into it, we know we're into the right one. We know we're into the trend. We'll see these markets trend. We'll see that parallel trend line setting up, and we'll know when to get out of it afterwards. Yeah, see, XLM has 1% inflation yet, so it's part of the protocol. I would have to learn more about the protocol, but while it's doing that, it's not going to give me bottom formations likely that I'm going to be digging into. There will be other coins that are going to be moving first. And especially if we look at these bottoms again and just review what happened here. June, there's a bottom, there's a lower bottom, there's a lower bottom. It's got a lot of work to do now to change trend directions. It's got to make structure here. It's got to make structure here. And then we've got enough to say that we've got our parallel trend line that we can set up here. But it's got to build all that structure before we have our parallel trend line to know what we're doing. So it's not my favorite coin. let me go back to one I just did so it's easier for me to know. Wow. And it instantly, what's the difference in this chart to you? What do you see as different in this chart? For me, let's go back. I maybe don't have to scroll all the way down to this one, but XLM, look at the volume pattern underneath here. And that we have these lows, lower lows, lower lows. Now I'll scroll back to AGI. And look at the volume pattern under here. There's some spiky buying going on there that is accumulation. It's been going on for a long time. That's the 1 hour view. Let's go to the 12-hour view. Even here, you can see those spikes on a regular, consistent basis. When did it start? Back in May. So there are millions of dollars of this stuff just being soaked up quietly by the institutions. So that we have such a huge bottom formation and these lows setting up the way they are, this is the kind of thing that we're looking for now. These are the earliest movers. And there are a few of them that we've identified and we have in our alerts. All right, so we've done tons in this stream. This has been a really good one. I'm going to go into Bitcoin here now. And let's see, are we going to hold? For me, this trend line, nah, it's not working. Doesn't really fit well with that bit of a run there. Got to smudge it a bit all the way along. You could do it this way. It's probably the best. Resistance turned into support all the way along here. Zoom in on this support. Zoom in on this support. Zoom in on this. Really key. I'll be doing another live stream in the YouTube and the Bitcoin channel later today. We'll go over what's going on with this as it unfolds, as it breaks out into a different pattern. Then I'll go through the live stream again. If it breaks lower or breaks higher than these levels, I'll jump onto a live stream and do that one again. Boom. So we've covered tons of coins here. Basic recap. The alts are making bottoms that are not mature enough to take an action on. All of them. We go through EOS, ADA, we go through Ethereum, we go through Litecoin, we go to Tron, and we go to Ripple. They are all still in downtrends, potentially making bottom formations, but nothing that we can grip our teeth into for a long position. And it's not even something I can jump into a sell signal in the downtrend right now. They are just watch coins. Just like many of the other altcoins, we're seeing that we have a lot of neutral coins. We have a lot of near fails, but we don't have them setting up into alerts and hold status coins yet. So we'll tune in next time. We'll continue to follow along with these and see what changes from day to day. And we'll be prepared when it does take off. We'll be here. We'll be ready. We'll know exactly what's going on with it. So I appreciate you guys being here in the live stream. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope this is helpful for you. Give it a thumbs up and all that stuff. And we'll see you on the next episode. Cheers. All the best in your crypto trading. Bye for now.